Good morning, first grade friends. Welcome back to the phonics classroom. I'm very excited about today's lesson, so let's go ahead and jump in by practicing some of our letter sounds. So I'm going to say a letter sound, and I want you to write the letter or letters that make that sound. Here we go. For number 1, my letter sound is eh. Eh. Letter E makes the short eh sound. For number 2, my letter sound is the. The. Yes, that's the digraph T-H. For number 3, my letter sound is D. D. So I'm going to divide my line in 2 parts. At the beginning of a word, letter D can make the D sound. And at the end of a word, letter D and the suffix ED can make the D sound. For number 4, my letter sound is T. T. So again, I'm dividing my line in 2 parts. At the beginning of a word, letter T makes the T sound. At the end of a word, letter T and the suffix ED makes the T sound. For number 5, my letter sound is P. P. Yes, letter P makes the P sound. For number 6, my letter sound is ng. Ng. That's the digraph NG making the ng sound. For number 7, my letter sound is n. N. Yes, that's letter N that makes that sound. For number 8, my letter sound is Z. Z. Letter Z can make the Z sound, and letter S can make the Z sound. For number 9, my letter sound is Ah. Ah. Yes, letter O makes the ah sound. And for number 10, my letter sound is W. W. Letter W makes the W sound. Excellent job! Jumping on down here to numbers 11 and 12, we're going to spell some words. For number 11, we're spelling the word give. Give. This is a sight word because it doesn't sound the way that we spell it. So we spell the word give by writing give, but it has an E on the end. That E is not a sneaky E because our I is not saying its name. That's why this word is a rule breaker. For number 12, we're writing the word have. Have. And this is also a sight word because it does not follow the rules we've been learning. Have is spelled have. But it also has an E on the end. So you would think that vowel would be saying its name, but it's not. Those are rule breakers. Excellent job, friends. All right, guys, it's time to learn our new sound for today. I want you to repeat these words after me and listen for the medial sound, the middle sound. Here we go. Oil, soil, coin. What sound did you guys hear in the middle of each of those words? Yes, that's right. We heard the oi sound. Let's look at those words on the board. Which 2 letters do you guys think are making that oi sound? Yes, you're right. It's letter O and letter I. They are working as a team to make the oi sound. So this is something new that we're learning today. We've learned so much about digraphs and suffixes and vowels and consonants. Today we're learning something new. These are called diphthongs. So a diphthong is when 2 vowels come together so fast that it sounds like it's only 1 syllable. And we code these diphthongs just like our combinations. Those bossy R's we've been learning about, that is the same way that we're going to code diphthongs. So we put a curved line underneath both letters, O and I. So I'm going to do that on each of my words. Do you guys see any other coding that we need to do to any of our words up here? Yes, you're right. We need to add a K back on letter C because it's making the K sound. Excellent. So we're going to learn another diphthong today. I want you to repeat these words after me and listen for the sound that they have that is the same. Boy, soy, koi. What sound did you guys hear that was the same in each of those words? Yes, you're right. They also had the oi sound, but it's going to be spelled a little bit different in those words. Let's look at them on the board. What do you guys think is making the oi sound in these words? Yes, you're right. It's the O-Y. In these words, our diphthong is O-Y, and they are making the oi sound. If you notice, those two letters come together so fast that it makes only one syllable. Boy, soy, and koi. Excellent job. Do you guys see any other coding we need to do for any of these words? Yes, you're right. We have to add that K back on our C because once again, it's making that K sound. Very good. Let's jump back into our worksheet. So down here on number 13, we're going to be writing the ways to spell the oi sound that we learned today. So the first way that we learned was O-I. So I'm writing O-I next to number 13. The second way that we learned was O-Y. So I'm writing O-Y as well next to number 13. Very good. Let's move up here to numbers 14, 15, and 16 and practice spelling some words. For number 14, we're going to spell the word foil. Foil. So the first sound I hear is then I hear that oi sound we've been learning today. So I'm writing O-I and finishing it with letter L, the O sound. Very good. For number 15, we're spelling the word pointed. Pointed. So let's start by writing point. Point. Now I'm adding ed to the end, the ed suffix. Excellent. And for number 16, we are spelling the word boy. Boy. Oi. Boy. Very nice job. So you guys are probably wondering, how do we know when to use OI or OY if they both make the same sound? Well, I'm going to teach you a trick to help you know when to use which diphthong. So if you look at these words, in the middle, we have the OI sound. The OI diphthong is surrounded by other letters. It has letters at the beginning, letters at the end. It is considered in the middle of a word. So OI can go in the middle of a word, like these two, or it can be at the beginning of a word, like the word oil that we looked at the beginning of our lesson. So OI is used at the beginning of a word or in the middle of a word. The OY diphthong that we learned today is used at the end of a word. So if you hear the oi sound at the end of a word, you're going to use OY. If you hear the oi sound at the beginning or in the middle of a word, you're going to use OI. And that'll help you know when to use which diphthong. Excellent job today, friends. I want you to try coding the words on this worksheet on your own and then flip to the back and do some reading practice. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for another fabulous phonics lesson. Bye, friends.